Hi everyone, it's Maggie here, probably soon to be better known as the Glambitious Girl because I have set up a company and I'm now the founder of a company called Glambition. I hope you're all well and enjoying the sunshine. We don't often get to see this sunshine in Scotland, so I for one am relishing in the fact that I'm my own boss and can choose where my office is. I'm making this short testimonial video for my company, which is Juice Plus, and I'm hoping to tell you a wee bit more about me personally and how I got involved with the company in the first place. You're watching this video because something has caught your attention, so hopefully if I keep your attention and you bear with me for another couple of minutes, I may just tell you something which will change your life. More about me. So I have a background in law and accounting and business management, and I have a keen interest in politics, sociology and psychology. And whilst I do have a formal education, I would say that my best attributes and my most beneficial attributes were not picked up during that education, but at my 8 years at Citizens Advice, I very quickly learned after pursuing a career in insolvency that it wasn't for me, and I much preferred helping people who found it difficult to help themselves, be it through a lack of knowledge or understanding of that knowledge, or even just an inability of how to apply that to themselves or express themselves effectively. Citizens Advice has definitely instilled values that I will keep with me for life, and these are impartiality, confidentiality, equal opportunity and empowerment. I truly believe with the right knowledge and the right tools that people can be empowered to improve their lives and certainly the world around them. I want to share with you all a story which is very personal to me, but in order to tell you how I got involved with Juice Plus as a company, I am going to have to tell you first about a very negative period in my life. I want to share this story with you because not many people are aware of it, and whilst I don't think this video is going to be as popular as I Love Cats, Crazy Cat Lady video on YouTube, I am hoping that it's now out there in the big stratosphere of cyberspace for everyone's viewing. Preparing my testimonial for you all has enabled me to actually take a look back at my journey and see how far I have come, and certainly how far I have grown as a person. For as long as I can remember, I have always had anxiety and depression and a fluctuation between the two, and until July last year I was wrongly diagnosed as having bipolar disorder. Why do I say wrongly? Keep tuned and I will tell you in a few minutes. In June of last year, so 2014, we set on a family holiday to Bulgaria, and it was much deserved earned break. I had been carrying the weight of 3 managers at Citizens Advice because they were off for various reasons of their own, and as well as carrying the weight of those 3 managers when we went to Bulgaria, I was also carrying over 20 stones in my own weight. Little did I know that our annual trip to Bulgaria would be the very last one as a family, and it would change life as I knew it forever. 5 minutes before we were due to leave, I discovered that the love of my life had decided that the grass was greener with a 21-year-old lookalike, and whilst the grass isn't always greener, and he's since discovered that, karma has a funny way of doing their work for us. That said, it does do a whole lot of damage to a person's confidence, a girl's self-ego and definitely self-worth. No one likes to be replaced, right? And it's not easy being replaced by someone of lesser value. The circumstances I found myself in last year were the catalyst in me having the worst episode that I will hopefully ever experience in my life, and it subsequently led to me being hospitalised. In July last year, I did not know my own name. My nervous system had decided that it doesn't know which to choose, fight or flight, so it decided to shut down completely. If any of you have ever experienced this, or you have witnessed anyone who's going through it, you'll know that it's not a pleasant experience at all. I experienced memory loss, tremors, irregular heartbeat, exhaustion, suicidal tendencies, anxiety, vestibular disorientation, depression, irritability, and I had withdrew from everybody, withdrew from normality, the normal world, loved ones, and I just had an inability to cope with everyday life or the world around me. All I could do for myself was breathe, literally just breathe. I was trapped in my own mind and my own body with no way out. During hospitalisation, I also learned that I had lost my beloved job of 8 years at Citizens Advice, something which I was so passionate about that it often took priority over family and friends. Well, this is what I like to tell myself when I was working from 7 AM till 12 midnight, day in, day out, for little or no praise. It just goes to show that in the third sector that's how it is, isn't it? It's a true saying that she who does the most gets the most to do, and this is only something that I comprehended much later. Hindsight is a wonderful thing. I knew from experiences that there was every possibility I would never feel the same again, and never feel the same fulfilment as I had at Citizens Advice, and that was the hardest thing to accept. I was lost with no hope for a future at all, and I had no fight in me. I had no desire to live, far less to live as the person that I had become. It took this episode and dark void in me for me to actually get the right treatment and actually get the right diagnosis. So while I no longer had or have the bipolar label, I do have various other mental health issues, and I'm now diagnosed as having OCD, agoraphobia, adjustment disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder and clinical depression. And this is on top of physical conditions. I'm also epileptic. I have 3 prolapsed discs in my spine, and I suffer from chronic migraines. I should say suffered from chronic migraines, which made daily living nigh on impossible without prescription medication. Physical pain was just something which I had learned to live with on a daily basis, and I had adjusted my life by coping mechanisms that enabled me to just get on with life, to just live. So, from the girl who had it all, a thriving family, a beautiful home, a high-flying career, a loving relationship, and a social life to rival Paris Hilton, quite frankly, I never had to look at my bank balance to make sure that I could pay for luxuries, far less to pay for the bills they kind of paid themselves. I found myself with nothing, or at least that's how I felt. I became a hermit and an absolute recluse. I had no desire to nourish any relationships at all. I did not look after my health or my appearance. Why bother? I felt useless, helpless, worthless and alone, although that might have been my own doing. My confidence had disappeared, and to top it all off, we were penniless. This affected not only me but my children, because it's something which we had never had to worry about before. My children had to witness me changing, very much so changing, because they had always seen me as strong-willed, vivacious, outgoing, and somebody they could depend on. I had gone from someone that everybody depended on to me depending on everybody else. It's a pretty hard thing to accept. As the savings ran out and my health declined, we were in financial hardship, emotional hardship, and it's safe to say that our lives were in turmoil. I had been in psychiatric care, crisis care for months, and there was no sign of me improving at all, anytime soon anyway, and we were stuck in the biggest rut that you could imagine. So what changed? I changed. From not wanting to be here and being so obsessed over food and medication and what I was putting in my body, that I was depriving myself of nourishment and losing weight at a very unhealthy and rapid rate. I was very unstable, to say the least, and I changed to opening up my mind to a new possibility, one which no doubt saved my life. A friend who I've known all my life, Heather Frame, recommended a product to me called Juice Plus. And like everything else, I was so cynical that I didn't give it a second thought. We may have given birth at the same time, but there was no way that I was just going to take Heather's word for it by putting nasty chemicals and toxins into my body. Who knows what's in your trust, right? Bear in mind I was not eating and that I was refusing vital medication. My GP is one of the few people that I trust and I still allowed to contact me during this time, and so much so actually that he's given me 2 years notice that he is about to retire, so I think I'll be finding out where he lives. I researched the product a bit further, and with the green light from my GP and nutritionist that it had to be something better than what I was doing, I found out that products, actually I was amazed by the products. There was no chemicals in them whatsoever. They don't go through a chemical process. They're water washed. They're safe for babies. They give, pregnant women can take them. And they actually give them free to children. That's amazing. There was loads and loads of scientific studies, including ones using Olympic athletes and Navy SEALs. And to me, the thing that amazed me most was that it literally is fruit and veg. My mind was totally blown in an overload. Could it really be just fruit and veg? Eventually, I came to the conclusion that the ingredients in the farm to capsule process was so transparent that it had to be true, and in any case I just had to try for my children's sake. So try I did.